Okay, so plant-based for the planet. So basically, we have a limited amount of time before the Earth is like basically inhabitable. I'm not talking like a couple of weeks. I'm talking about like billions of years. But nevertheless, that's still not good because this is all kind of our fault as humans. So basically, why I said that is because agricultural farming, and meat production is one of the biggest contributions to greenhouse gas emissions globally. And why this is the problem is because, anyway, why I am talking about this today is because I feel very strongly about it, because I've been vegan for about 7 years, so I kind of, over the past 7 years, have gathered a lot of information about the meat industry and animal agriculture farming, because that's one of the reasons why I did. So basically, the main points of what I'm going to be talking about today are greenhouse gas emissions in general, how they're caused by agricultural farming, and how plant-based lifestyle or diet would be a plausible solution. Okay. So, greenhouse gases. So greenhouse gases are just one thing that contributes to climate change that then contributes to global warming. And I'm going to kind of give you like a little snapshot because it's a very complicated sciencey thing, but like I'm not going to get into it yet. Basically, they build up in the atmosphere for 10 to hundreds of years, and that results in the warming of the atmosphere and then the planet, which will continue to warm up for future generations to come. And why greenhouse gases are bad is because it contributes to climate change. Climate change causes an increase of wildfires, drought, which we've seen in California firsthand, as well as melting polar ice caps, resulting in losses of species like polar bears, and acidity in oceans. I got that from the United Nations. So, after all that then results in a shortage of food and increasing hunger globally, and insufficient nutrients. So, greenhouse gases are divided into around 6 economic factors, and this is like a graph, and I'm talking about that one first. And basically, it's electricity and heat production, which is around 25%, which burns coal, natural gases, and like makes oil. Agricultural and forestry and other land use is the next 24%. Industry is around 21%, and that's fossil fuels, waste management, so burning things, and then transportation is 14%, so railroad, air travel, cars, boats, and then building is 6% with heating and cooking, and that's not including electricity in houses because electricity is real electricity. And then others 10%. And within greenhouse gases, there are around 4 different types of gases, and that's so the greenhouse gas emissions data from 2021 states that carbon emissions are around 65% of fossil fuels, and that's because of fossil fuels and human impact. And then 11% of the carbon emissions is right in front there. That's from land use, so forestry and agriculture use. And then 16% is methane, so that's from agricultural activity and waste management. And then 6% is nitrous oxide, and that's from fertilizer and fossil fuels as well. And then like less than 2% is fluorinated gases, and that's from industrial and consumer products. So, why greenhouse gases happen? So one of the reasons is agriculture. That's the second biggest reason. So It contributes around 18% out of the 24% of the agricultural land use sector I was talking about. And in that category, agricultural category, it's basically broken up into categories such as like manure management, you know what I'm saying, soil and energies. So the actual biggest contribution is beef and dairy, as you can see in the graph. And this is because it uses an insane amount of water to create, like, to feed the animals, especially like cows. So that's why it's so big. And then the resources are already degraded because of climate change and global warming, but then we're in turn giving the resources to the animals, and it's just like a cycle. You like see what I'm saying, you know? So basically, how we can kind of help and stop this cycle is even cutting out like when animal products such as beef or dairy. You don't have to go full plant-based, but this is just one of the simple things that is semi-easy that can help our planet in the long run. So that's my solution. It's a plant-based lifestyle. And you don't have to like freak out and be like, I'm never giving up cheese because it's really good. Yeah, but is it really good if the plant's on like fire? Like, is that the first thing you're thinking of? Because like long run, I'm kind of worried about the planet right now. I'm gonna be so honest. So that's my solution. And you can just start with a small change. Like I said, you don't have to make it all like cold turkey, cut out everything, because I know that's hard. And most people think it's expensive, but meat is actually pretty much more expensive than a lot of stuff, especially if you're just buying produce in like whole foods rather than processed foods. Substitutes for actual dairy products and stuff like that are expensive, but if you're just trying to cut out meat, then it's not as expensive. Yes. So, in conclusion, what I talked about is the limited time we have to make a difference and to fix our planet, and that's because global greenhouse gas emissions are caused by agricultural farming. And I think a plant-based lifestyle can fix that, and I don't think it's a big trade-off to make for our planet.